Amazon Darren here with a sort of Amazon bird, reviewing Mad Max Road Fury. This was a film that when I saw the trailer for it, I was sure it was going to be garbage. But when the reviews came out for it from the critics, they were all completely raving over it. So I'm like, well, okay, let's get in there. Me and my wife went in, when it was done, we walked and we're like, just stunned. Because this movie, it might have the most action of any movie I've ever seen. It's about 2 hours long, and literally like an hour and a half of it is the car chase. It's just, you're absolutely locked into it, and you're interested in what's going on with these characters. And the director, George Miller, who did the previous Mad Max films, he's back doing this again. And he's like 70 now, and he still absolutely has it, but he's got new technological tools, and I don't know how much of it's CGI and how much of it is all practical effects, but it all looks really, really good. And it departs a bit from the original trilogy in that, yeah, it's a lot more modern, fast-paced, big stuff going on, very intricate and technical, whereas the original films, they were kind of subdued and mellow, not a whole lot of soundtrack going on. It was very just like out there, desolate. You just hear like the tumbleweeds and the little things going on, and that was like the nice thing about them, or at least I believe the middle one was the one with the just walk away. The over-the-topness, I think, is going to rub some people the wrong way, but it's apparently rubbing a lot of people, myself, in the very right way. For instance, there is one car that is just full of drums and a guitar guy. That's not giving any away. You see it in the trailer, but that's one of the things people like the most, is the guitar guy. He's just doing what he does, and he gets his moments, and there's also some comedy to it, obviously, but I love that there's not jokes, there's not slapstick. It's just this observational kind of comedy where you just see something of a scene going on, and it's just hilarious. And I can't tell you anymore without giving it away. It's so well done in its little comedic bits that the characters in the film don't see it as comedy, but you as the observer see it as comedy. The characters. Tom Hardy playing Mad Max. I felt he played it fairly true to the Mel Gibson Mad Max, but of course bringing his own fresh face into it. Speaking of faces, my wife was like the bad guy who has the crazy, mask on. She's like, yeah, that guy reminded me kind of the Batman guy, Bane. And I'm like, do you realize? She's like, no. I'm like, Mad Max. That's the guy who played Bane. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. She didn't really see his face in Batman, but now you see his face. He's got a pretty face. So back to the characters. Charlize Theron, even though Mad Max kind of is the main character, Charlize really edges out as the lead in this because she has most of the big moments. They're both pretty dueling for that top role, but they both play off each other so well. But Charlize really does take it, and she is fantastic. She's a fantastic actor, or actress. The plotline, pretty simple. It's not really about the gas anymore. Yes, they're all about the gas. Just walk away. But he doesn't say it. He's got his own nice fun lines. Shiny and chrome. The ridiculousness is good. Biting. Stop biting. Bird malfunction. We're back. The other thing I want to mention is that there's some stuff that obviously is over the top and doesn't make realistic sense, but it's not supposed to. Like there's these giant tubes of water up in a mountain, and there's this vault safe in the middle of a mountain and stuff like that, where it's like some people would take it the wrong way. It's like, well, that's just ridiculous. But I'm making the analogy of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know, totally different movie, but it was over the top in certain ways, but in an artful way, such as the characters could defy gravity, and of course the slow motion stuff, and all the different things that were obviously not realistic, but they were used in an artful kind of way. And that's how I took a lot of these elaborate setups and different things going on, is George Miller's artfulness to it. But I think he uses it to great effect. So I think it's an amazing achievement, just in the fact that you can sit through this much action and it actually keeps you engaged. So no, it's not perfect. There's some stuff that it's like, oh wait, but what about this? What about that? Like, no. You're here for an action film. If you are not into action films, don't go see it. There's some people who go see movies that don't fit their taste, and that just doesn't make any sense. Don't complain about something that's not your own taste. So if you're into like, the overly artsy-fartsy films and the little tiny independents and super dramas and all that stuff, and you don't like action films, you can go see this. Of course you're not going to like it. Or maybe you will, but still, just don't complain about it. So this is Amazon Darren. Let's see if we can get Amazon Bird up here for a signature. Yep. Okay. Amazon Bird here. Amazon Darren. Till next time. I love reviewing, and if you have a product or service you would like reviewed, get in touch and I will give it the full run through.